That will help you fully monetize your brand and events. Let's build you a channel that'll have you looking like a pro while streaming to Apple TV, Roku, Amazon, Fire TV, Samsung TV, and more. Visit us at www.netstarslive.online for more info. Netstars Live, making your streams come true. If they can't show you where they get their CMOS from, don't consume it.
Man, they say that there's racism in America. Now, I ain't seen no racism in America. You got to be crazy. I love white folks. You know, white folks have been good to niggers. They give us February, Black History Month. What you complaining about? Come on now, I know they giving everybody their rights and everything, but we gonna get ours. Look at what they do. They let us give us jobs, right? We get jobs. We get to do all kind of other things. My girlfriend white, Lord have mercy, I'm gonna tell you that right now. Woo-hoo. Let me get a little soft shoe for all the good that America done for the Negro. Let me show you. Kadink, Kadu. White folks ain't that bad. Kadink, Kadu. Look at that. Look. I'm so happy. I just do my happy dance. Oh, yeah, I know there's police brutality and everything, but they just doing their job. Some of them Negroes need to watch themselves and they wouldn't get shot. That's right. Kamala Harris knew exactly what she was talking about. Kamala and that Tim Scott. I'm going to tell you something. That Tim Scott, he going to be the next man on the cream of wheat box. I promise you that. I'll see you next time, because racism don't exist in America.
All the young niggas out here that's in these streets, you know what I'm saying? That's rock'em sock'em robots. Let me tell you something. It's only been 150 days so far, and we got 172 murders in Philly. Let me just put this on the young niggas' minds. When a nigga ice you, and a nigga get you the fuck out of here, and he send you wherever you going, whether that's heaven, whether that's hell, you're done. You're cooked. None of that shit you did, none of that shit don't mean nothing. Your niggas posting you on the gram, miss you, bro. Ooh, you died at 17. Ooh, you was a real one. You wasn't no real one, nigga. Real ones get a chance to grow the fuck up, get a chance to see life, get a chance to motherfucking understand what living life is about. So just understand, if you one of them young niggas that's about to get iced, that's in the game, when you're dead, none of that shit ain't gonna matter. You just gonna be dead. That's all. You just gonna be on the other side. That's all. Yo, all that, ooh, my man, he was my Brody.
Listen, yo, Brody, listen, that nigga
shit
that was,
don't mean nothing,
listen,
man.
you could be a nigga Brody. You know how many niggas that got killed? Ain't nobody go see their mom yesterday.
Don't mean nothing.
On Mother's Day, ain't nobody check on their kids.
Didn't mean nothing.
All you gonna do is be an IG post and it's a fucking rap.
An IG post from the other side.
Rather you in prison or somebody else put you down, because killers get killed every day.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta think about this shit. Like when you operating and you moving out here, because I'm gonna tell you something right now. It's always a new tough motherfucker. It was a tough motherfucker in 88.
He got put down.
Now somebody else is tough. There's always gonna be another tough one. There's always gonna be a motherfucker that's tougher than you. So just think about when you operating out here in the street game, doing whatever you doing. But I'm gonna tell you this, take it back to this. All the niggas you know, all the dudes is out there, the real ones. I'm talking to the real ones right now. Y'all ain't gonna see none of y'all homies that y'all was putting in work in the street game with mother yesterday.
No. And
ain't nobody gonna go see
all they mom had to do was whip out the motherfucking Scott tissue and cry because she missing her son. Ain't none of you niggas pulled up, mom, you cool. Yeah, ain't none of y'all can send y'all condolences. Ain't none of y'all go through, give out no hugs. None of that. Young niggas, the bottom line to the story is when you make it to the other side, ain't none of that shit gonna matter.
All this shit's fake. All this shit.
Ain't none of you just gonna be dead, nigga.
All this
That's
shit
it.
is illusion, man.
Your homies out here, fake, but we love you. We miss you. If you loved and you missed the nigga, you would have told him stop that dumb shit for a nigga ISIS motherfucker knock the seeds out his fucking watermelon and put him on the other side. Cause once you get to the other side, you're done. Right.
BBN, Jack Frost, what's up, party people? How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's having a beautiful day. Hey, yo, check this out real quick before we even get into the show. So last night, I liked the way that the conversation was going. We was having some good conversation, and it wasn't nowhere directed specifically. So I decided that I wanted to have another one of those this morning. Usually we do open discussion at least once a week, a little bit later in the week. But I decided to do it today for just, whatever. So real quick, let's just go over the people who did drops last night. And then we're going to get into, do roll call and get right into the show. Shout out to Lex Luger. Shout out to Everett Gilchrist. Shout out to Lex Luger again. Shout out to Young Soul. Shout out to Salty Sack with the $10 drop. Salty Sack actually did the drop like right as we were leaving. So I'm just going to call out what his drop was. His drop was $10. Shout out to Salty Sack with the $10 drop. As y'all know, I don't call out the denominations the next day anymore. And shout out to Young Soul again. Definitely appreciate you, my brother. I appreciate all of y'all. I appreciate when you like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate it when you pull up and you in the chat. I definitely appreciate shares. And what I'm going to start doing is, just so everybody could be known, whenever you start, everybody that is paying for promotion throughout the whole week promotion, I'm going to start also incorporating y'all guys onto the live YouTube feed if we have the right type of content. Like as you can see with the NetStars live commercial and with the Seymour's commercial, we have the right type of content in which I can then broadcast over here on the YouTube side of things. So we're going to try to get everyone that is doing advertisement over here with us, promotion over here. We're gonna try to get y'all over here. The easiest way to do it is to do a drop like hey, BBN Network Jack Frost, shout out to BBN Network Jack Frost, from whatever the thing is that you do, one of those type of drops I'm talking about. With that being said, let's go through roll call real quick and let's get to the show. I want to say one more thing before we start. I created so much shit that everybody does. I know people hate when I talk about this shit because they don't want nobody to know, so I can't get my credit. That's the real reason why they hate. But I started so much shit on YouTube, like roll call. Nobody wasn't doing that shit. I started that shit. So if you go to anybody's channel and they doing roll call when the channel's still like in the beginning of the show, they got that shit from over here, homie. Don't let them lie to you. I hope, I don't care if they give me my credit. I'm just saying, I started a lot of shit on this YouTube platform. What up? Also, one more time for the people that don't know, we're streamlining the show. So therefore, join the green team. It costs $2 a month. Most of the people that I'm reading comments are gonna be green team because I think that when I read all of the comments, it's too easily for me to be able to be distracted and to throw the show off course. So to prevent the show from being thrown off course, if you're not part of the green team, there's a good chance that I'm not going to read your comment out loud. I mean, I see all the comments, but I'm not going to read your comment out loud, and I'm not going to take it with the same, it's going to have to be a pretty good comment for me to reply on it. What up to the business? How you doing this morning, my brother? Always do, as usual, dropping all those force. What up, Rude? Don't nobody see them dots. Jones. It's a salute, BBN family Frost. How you doing today, my brother? What up, Lex Luger? Chilling. Shout out to the BBN Network. BBN Network says, welcome. Come in, take a seat. Hit that like button. I noticed, right? I'm going to show you something real quick. So out of the first like 16, 17 people that came in here, we had 11 likes. I appreciate y'all guys. I need for people when you come in here early to hit that like button. I'm going to explain. When y'all hit that like button early in the show, y'all help me send out more notifications. So if you're not hitting the like button because you don't care if anybody, the channel gets any visibility, it's okay. But if you're a person that actually supports the channel and you want the channel to get more visibility, and please hit the like button. If you don't want to hit the like button, you don't have to. I mean, I'm not talking about I'm gonna be sending like some fucking terrorize your life and shit if you don't hit the like button. But if you want to try to help the channel get more visibility, please hit the like button early in the show. Waiting all the way to the end of the show, I mean, thank you very much. I appreciate that also, but it helps much more if you do it early in the show. Shout out P from Jersey. How you doing, my brother? What up to Black Cuddy? Salute to the Black Spades. I hope everything is going well. Net Stars Live. Salute, my brother. What up, Mark Hernandez? Who else we got up in here? Everybody say what's up to my brother, Brooklyn Banger. He up in the house. Okay, Ralph Crampton. I'm trying to tell you. Shout out to DSTN. I'm not gonna read your comment, by the way. Shout out to DSTN. Ain't nobody calling you Dustin. I don't care what your wife says. Who else we got up in here real quick? Queen Shy. What up, Queen Shy? She says, good morning, Frost and BBN fam. Let's have a great show. Show some love. Hit that like. Go green. Join the team. Yeah, it costs $2 a month to join the green team, man. It's like at this point, if you're not joining the green team, like really don't care if I read your comment. It only costs $2 a month. Also, that helps because the people who come in here and try to distract me, that means they're going to have to pay $2 every single time they want to make a new account, right? So, for me to come in here and be part of the green team, they're going to have to keep paying $2. So, how many times y'all want to get kicked in a day? You want to get kicked 10 times? 20 times? 30 times? You're going to have to keep going green, right? You have to keep paying $2, right? So, shout out to that shit. And that's also a lot of work. So if you really want to do all that work, I ain't mad at you. With that being said, we put up 2 jump offs in the beginning of the show. I'm gonna play one of them over again. I'm gonna play one of them over again. Hold on. We have packages that will help.
Man, they say that there's racism in America. Now, I ain't seen no racism in America. You got to be crazy. I love white folks. You know, white folks have been good to Negroes. They give us February, Black History Month. What you complaining about? Come on now. I know they giving everybody their rights and everything, but we gonna get ours. Look at what they do. They let us give us jobs, right? We get jobs. We get to do all kind of other things. My girlfriend white, Lord have mercy. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Woo-hoo. Let me get a little soft shoe for all the good that America done for the Negro. Let me show you. Kadoo. White folks ain't that bad. Kadoo. Look at that. Look. I'm so happy. I just do my happy dance. Oh, yeah, I know there's police brutality and everything, but they just doing their job. Some of them Negroes need to watch themselves and they wouldn't get shot. That's right. Kamala Harris knew exactly what she was talking about. Kamala and that Tim Scott. I'm going to tell you something. That Tim Scott, he going to be the next man on the cream of wheat box. I promise you that. I'll see you next time, because racism don't exist in America.
Alright, so you turned 35 today. Shout out to DSC, and it's your birthday? Shout out to DSC, and today's DSTN's birthday. Everybody drop some party favors and some cakes and everything in the chat. Now, this is what I want to say real quick. And the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because there were individuals who, me and them were pretty close, and because of the elections, and because I didn't blindly go for the Democratic Party, since I didn't blindly choose to go for the Democratic Party, there were individuals that, me and them aren't as friendly as we used to be. So I'm not going to stop talking about some of these political opinions. But I do want to say something real quick. I don't believe that a person that is black could say that America is not racist. I'm going to break this down why I'm saying this specifically. I don't believe saying America is racist is saying that every individual is racist. I don't think that that's what that means. What I think when you say America is racist, I think we're talking about the politics. I think we're talking about the way that it's ran. I'm thinking that we're talking about the way that wealth is dealt out, the way education is dealt out. I'm going to tell you something real quick. So in Tennessee, right? They have a new law going down in Tennessee, basically. I don't know if it's the entirety of Tennessee or just parts of Tennessee. But there's a new law in Tennessee where teachers can't teach about racism and slavery. They have to teach their kids like the shit don't exist. So I don't know. I think that if America wasn't racist, that wouldn't be an issue. I don't think that that would be a problem. I think that if America wasn't racist, that they would be able to, these teachers would be able to teach those things. This is just me talking. I could be wrong. Okay, I don't know who this was, but they said salute, soldier, salute, my brother. Shout out to No with the $20 drop. Definitely appreciate you, my brother. You the man. I wish I knew who you was in the comment section. Shout out to Lex Luger with the $10 drop. Definitely appreciate you, my brother. He says early morning smack the haters. He did a double hater drop. He said all of the haters need fingerprints all over their faces for my hands and my hands alone. They need knuckle marks all over their beards and their mustaches. Business, as they always try to bury our history. That's a fact. What up, Prince to Amir? So my whole point is this. We had the woman that is currently the vice president of the United States, and I know that there's going to be some way that a feminist is going to say that I said that wrong. But we have the woman who is currently the vice president of the United States say that racism don't exist. She is, I don't know what she is, to be honest with you. One minute they say she's black, the next minute they say that she's Indian, right? So, and in addition to that, we have a Caucasian. In addition to that, we have a Caucasian president that says that America is racist. Is it me, or is it just the Democrats is playing both sides of the pond as usual? Or is it me? Is it me? Is it me? I'm curious. Is it me? Because I'm thinking that the Democrats is once again playing both sides of the damn fence. Is it me? We have a... Listen. She was allegedly the first black president, vice president, until she became vice president. Now she's the first Indian president. Let's just be clear on that. I'm not making nothing up. I'm not attacking nobody. I'm not saying anything that has not already been reported. When was the last time you heard she was a black president? Black vice president, pardon me. When was the last time you heard that? I'm just asking. Let me know when the last time you heard that, because now I hear Indian. That's one. And I don't mind either which one. Shout out to the women's movement just in general, because at the end of the day, she is a woman. So shout out to the women's movement. And specifically, so shout out to that, because I'm not bashing nothing. I just want to make a point. She says that racism does not exist in America. The Caucasian president says racism does exist in America. Is that them playing both sides of the fence, or is that just me? No, they were saying black female vice president. No, I said that was only to get the... Okay. Hold on. Let's go all the way back before Joe Biden. Who was here before Joe Biden picked the female candidate? We had a show a long time ago before Joe Biden picked who he was going to be his running mate. I told y'all he had to choose Kamala Harris. Who remembers that? Who remembers that I told y'all that Joe Biden was going to have to choose Kamala Harris? Who remembers that? I told y'all this. This is before Joe Biden chose a running mate. Who remembers this? The show's still up, by the way. I don't know what year it was. It was whatever the January or the Februaries, because we was talking about it extensively. So it's whichever was the lives in the Januaries or the Februaries before the election year. Who remember when I told y'all that? We had a whole conversation in here. I had people going back and forth with me telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. Talking about all these other candidates that he had to run with. And I said, no, Joe Biden needs Kamala Harris because Joe Biden needs the black vote. And then I had people say the black and the female vote. And then I had people say that she wasn't going to get him the black vote because of all of the things that she did in Chicago, in California. And I tried to explain. Nobody listened to me. But I'm not going to say nobody listened to me. That's not fair. But I had a lot of people that was basically saying I didn't know what I was talking about and that I was wrong. Now, I'm telling you. Listen. Because this is the... Look, I'm going to tell you... Wait, real quick. I'm going to tell you what's the most difficult... What's the most... not even difficult, but what's the most frustrating part of this job. I'm going to tell you what's the most frustrating part of this job. When you're consistently correct... People tell you that you're wrong, and then when you say, but I was right, people say, but why you bragging? Why you always got to be right, though? That's the most frustrating part of this job for me. Just so we can be clear. I'm not going to stop pointing out parts where I was correct at, because I'm not just saying it to say that I was correct. I'm trying to make an actual point that I want y'all to pay attention to. So I'm not going to stop doing that. But that's just the absolute most frustrating thing. Especially for me to be correct as often as I am. Yep, thank you, DSTN. You said that was the sure victory. Thank you, that's 100% what happened. I told everybody this. Now, well, hold on. Listen, I'm gonna say something real quick. America is racist because its policies is racist. Those policies they're working towards changing. Now listen, by Kamala Harris saying that America isn't racist, there's two things you could think. Maybe she's trying to talk that into existence. That might be it. I don't know. Or she's trying to not distract us. So she could be doing that for a good reason. I just want to be clear on this. I'm not just bashing her for this. But while she's saying that America isn't racist, and they have a whole state of Tennessee that now wants to make it so they can't teach the horrors of slavery, the horrors of the civil rights movement. They're trying to erase all of that shit. They're trying to erase all of that shit. For her not to already have spoken out against this is insane. Also, it's the morning, not the night. For her to not already have spoken up on this is insane. So I need us black people to stop electing people because they're black. I'm going to say that again. I need us black people to stop electing people because they're black. Now, if you voted for Biden and Harris because you said you wanted Trump out the office, I'm all for you. Okay? I don't think you did anything wrong if that's the reason why you voted for Biden and Harris. You just did not want Trump in the office. I'm 100% with you. But if the reason why you voted for Biden and Harris is because you was busy trying to say that it's going to make America better, Let's change this conversation. Every time I get the opportunity to point out to people that wanted to argue with me about Biden and Harris, I am. Every single time some news pops up where I can get the opportunity to say I was right, especially about that particular topic, I'm going to say it. I had people come on my fucking show and try to tell me I didn't know what I was talking about. Shout out to what up, James S. All you see is smoking feet. I had people coming on my fucking show trying to tell me I didn't know what I was talking about. Give me 1 second. I want to come back and talk about this street violence. Sorry about that. I want to come back and discuss the street violence for a minute because I think all of this like loops in together. All right, first, before we talk about the street violence, so Pooh Shiesty has
got too much going on. Now y'all got too much going on. Y'all playing with a nigga name too fucking much. I get off the internet 1-2 days, y'all doing all this. Don't lie. I forgot too much going on. Now y'all got too much going on. Y'all playing with a nigga name too fucking much. I get off the internet 1-2 days, y'all doing all this. Y'all done pull all this commotion up about a fake text, a fake comment. I ain't said shit about that girl, bro. What that shit slow in the motherfucker. What the fuck? Those niggas said that dumbass shit. Y'all crazy. They playing. Shade Moon, you know I hate y'all. Say T, you better know I hate you. Why is y'all playing on a nigga top for like that? About the case, cause look, there's so much shit going on like damn, then nobody told me nothing. That shit crazy, y'all.
Use the right
I
link
bet a
to
nigga
exit
seeing that
249
shit. But look though, fool, I'm knowing man seeing that shit. No nigga told me nothing, they playing or nothing. You know how we don't be current and you know how I be already mad and shit.
Take the exit, then turn right onto North Avenue Northwest.
All this cap ass shit. A fake message. Yeah.
Turn right onto North Avenue Northwest.
Fuck, I'm exposed. A message? That shit's so lame.
That man good lame as hell.
That shit's so lame. A fucking message. She showed DM me too. What?
She faking.
She don't sound like nigga. Y'all dumbass on. All a nigga dick. What the fuck? Smack the shit out y'all. Y'all know better. Y'all know sites don't even talk that much. Them too many words.
Alright, so I'm going to say something real quick. First, I'm going to remind y'all something. I don't know if you saw this or not, so I might be putting you on the game. You might not know about this. But there was a affiliate of Master P's that was doing an interview once. And in this interview, Master P, not Master P, but Master P's affiliate said that what happens is a lot of these artists, they get signed to bad deals or whatever the case is. So then they start understanding their value. They start understanding their worth. Then they go back to the record label and they say, yo, look, we got to renegotiate this shit. This isn't right. I should be making more money. Or when it's time for them to sign a new contract, they say they don't want to sign a contract unless it's a certain terms, and the record label don't want to make those terms, so they want them to sign. Now, I'm not saying any of this is true. I'm just telling you a story. So what happens is, he said, they'll be like, all right, come here, I'm going to show you something. And they show them a video footage of them doing something that they would not want the public to know about. One of those things is often having sex with someone of the same sex. So I'll say all that to say this. I don't know if that was Pooh Shiesty, but I do know that that tattoo that was on the dude's arm looked similar. Could it be somebody else with a similar tattoo? Yes, it could. I do know that that dude had a bird chest. Pooh Shiesty, he absolutely has a bird chest. I don't even need to see it. I can tell he's extremely skinny. He doesn't. His muscle tone is non-existent. They shooting out there, so they don't need to, have any type of athletic ability, I guess. So I say all that to say this. Is a politician's tactics. I say all that to say this. Pooh Shiesty might be telling the truth when he's saying that's not him. He might be telling the truth. Or, when that happened so long ago that those particular chains he don't got no more. Maybe that happened last year. That probably happened so long ago that he don't got those chains no more, and that's why the chains look different. I don't know. And I'm not saying that that's what it is. I'm not trying to play with that man's name. I'm not trying to play with nobody's name. But what I'm saying is, sometimes you get in compromising situations in order to be able to get certain privileges. Also, might I add, remember, Buckarella is constantly running around in trouble over similar accusations. Buckarella is always in trouble over similar accusations. Right? Every single time Buckarella gets 50 Cent mad, there's some transvestite coming out, some trans woman coming out somewhere talking about how and Buckarella had a relationship. So as of right now, personally me, I'm not going to take it as Pooh Shiesty definitely was involved in this type of BS. I'm not going to take that. I'm not even going to call it BS. These shenanigans, I'm not going to take it 100% like Pooh Shiesty was involved in these things. But I will say that it looks like there's a good chance that he was. But we don't know for sure. We need a little bit more information, a little bit more evidence. I'm not sold. And it has nothing to do with Pooh Shiesty being, you come to his hood, he's going to shoot you down and stuff like that. That has nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with it. Like, I was watching a movie once, right? This is the best way that I could say what I think about a lot of people that, when I understand how they get a lot of these dudes that's shooters. I was watching a movie once. It wasn't a movie, it was a TV show. And it was basically like about the end of times or some shit. It was like some kind of zombies or some shit. Anyway, so there was a school that some kids had gotten, they was like, the kids was hold up in the school. So like everywhere else, like you had people like holding up, trying to survive or whatever the case is. So they had these kids that was holed up in the school. So basically what happened was, the kid that was in the school that used to do all the shooting and killing was the youngest one. So it was the youngest one, the littlest kid that was doing all the shooting and the killing of everybody. Shout out to Salty Sack. I meant to post you yesterday, Salty. Salty, hit me with something that you want me to repost. It was the youngest kid that was out there doing the shooting. So the point in which I'm trying to make about that is, it don't really take nothing for somebody to shoot a gun except for having lack of a care of the next person's life. That's all I'm going to say about that particular thing. So I mean, I don't know. Shout out to Pooh Shiesty. I guess that gives his name a whole new meaning. I guess that gives his name like a whole new meaning and shit. Black Summer, yeah, that was shot. Yeah, that shit was kind of lit, right? The Business. Do they got a second season of that yet? That shit was kind of lit, right? That shit was kind of lit. Woke up today. I'm not gonna lie to you. I immediately woke up and wanted to do some work on Instagram. So I've been wanting to do work on Instagram all morning. I'm fucking with the Instagram. I like to work on the Instagram. If anybody's looking to do any advertisement, let me know. I'm really enjoying myself with the work that we're doing on Instagram right now. Blue Zesty. I'm really enjoying myself with the work that we're doing on Instagram right now. Like, I'm really enjoying it. Just so we can be clear. Boom, spicy. You niggas is funny. I don't know. That's just not a big brag to me. Like, on some real shit. Like, I'm a whole grown man. Like, it's not no real shit for you to be like, to tell me that you a shooter. Like, that's not a big brag to me. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm busy looking at you like, I'm not mad at you or nothing like that. I don't know what your life is. I can't tell you what to do. But I'm just looking at you like, you know, at the end of the day, like, alright. You one of the reasons why I don't go out there randomly fighting people, because you don't never know who can't fight. And that nigga will shoot you. Shout out to New York Silver Stackies. This morning, BBN fam, Frost. You don't never know out there who can't fight. There be a lot of people bragging and boasting like they can't fight, but you go put them hands on them, and they gonna be running up on you trying to shoot and kill you or stab you or get a million niggas to jump you while you in training some stupid shit. So that's one of the reasons why I try to avoid bullshit that if I can. That's a fact. Shout out to Hassan Bey. I'll tell y'all a story real quick. You could look this up. Shout out to Hassan Bey. Shout out to Concourse Village 158. So I'm gonna tell you something real quick. So there was a dude that he was coming up. He was actually probably going to make it to the NBA. He was a real good basketball player. I believe they was trying to get him to go play in the Rucker. I can't remember if he ever played in the Rucker. He died. He was about 16, 17 years old. That's how old he was. So basically, he used to play for Cardinal Hayes. He used to play basketball for Cardinal Hayes. He was one of the best basketball players in the city. What ends up happening is he goes to Concourse Village Mall to go, check out the shoe. He was just in the mall or whatever. So there was some shorty he was checking out, saying hi to, or whatever the case was. So, there was another dude that was trying to get with the shorty. He was a security guard there. When homeboy left, Hassan Bey left, he had to walk all the way around. The dude took a shortcut and met him at the back of the mall and shot the 5 with him or whatever. And while he was beating on that dude, because he was whooping him, either that dude pulled out a gun or the nigga that was with him pulled out a gun and shot him and killed him, and it wasn't even necessary. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what we got to be thinking. So that's what I'm thinking. Because, like, it's one thing, like, when you could really fight, like, these niggas is out here killing you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, these guys are scared, for real, for real. That's why whenever somebody tell me they tell me what fear is. You know what fear is? Fear is when you got to go run up on somebody with 2 or 3 people. Just because you're scared. You know what fear is? Fear is when you could just shoot the 5 with the dude, but instead of shooting the 5, what you want to do is you want to go get weapons and guns and shit like that. That's fear. You know what fear is? This is just me talking. I could be wrong, but you know what fear is? When you about to get it shaken with somebody or whatever the case is, and it's a one-on-one, man-on-man, and you pulling out weapons on him, and he's by himself and you by yourself. You feel me? Like, that's what more fear is to me. You understand what I'm saying? Fear isn't to me you avoiding a situation because you understand what's gonna happen in the future after you put pause on this nigga, and you know. Like, I think that that's something that a lot of people don't really understand. A lot of people think that when you can fight, you should, and I think that the better you can fight, some of the times the more you shouldn't, because don't let people know what they should be scared of, because then they will be scared of it, and when people are scared of you, they try to kill you. I'm just telling you. You don't have to take my word for it, but I'm telling you, I'm telling you, people scared of you, they're gonna try to kill you. That's a fact. So rest in peace, Hassan Bey. Too bad that wasn't one of them days that sometimes you gotta swallow your pride and you gotta walk away from a sucker. Just keeping it a stack. There's a lot of OGs out here that suckers too. Not even OGs, but there's a lot of older niggas out here that suckers too. Sometimes you gotta walk away from a sucker, yo. Sometimes you just gotta let the sucker have it. Let the sucker walk around talking all that sucker shit they want to talk. You still alive. You whoop that sucker ass, that sucker gonna kill you. You gotta decide if you ready to kill that sucker. Shout out to Liberty Hazelton. Liberty Hazelton up in the house, and I'm just talking facts. So if you getting into it with somebody, then you know that it's gonna have to be a decision at some point. I might have to, like, this person's gonna come back and try to kill me. I don't know how many of y'all have ever literally been in that situation. I've been in that situation a couple of times where I did put hands on a nigga, and you know, like I said, I was extremely known growing up in the neighborhoods that I grew up in. I was extremely known, so it so I was fortunate that, you know, if you was like, yo, I'm about to, you know, to a certain person, certain people gonna be like, nah, homie, not him. You feel me? like, nah, homie, not him. Like, nah, it can't be him, man. Not him. You got you like, nah, we not doing that. You won't fight the nigga again. So I'm fortunate, you know what I'm saying? I'm fortunate that I had that type of respect. I'm fortunate. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunate. But nowadays, niggas will kill you. Shout out to Gilly and Wallow, steady trying to put these kids on the game, these young niggas on the game. Stop going out there and shooting and killing each other, man. We need all of our soldiers. You feel me? Like, yeah, not everybody is on the same page, but we cannot be on the same page and not be running around shooting and killing each other. Did you hear what Gilly said? Gilly said, yo, there's been more killings in Philadelphia than there's been days already that passed this year. Think about that for one moment. There's been more killings. Listen. There's been more killings in Philadelphia than there's been days that's passed this year. Just think about that for a moment. Like, that's not, like, what in the hell? And I'm gonna put y'all in the real game. You think they killing people? You think the people that's getting killed are old? No, the people that's being killed are young. So we killing all the young boys is killing themselves. Because an older nigga like me, I'm gonna be smart enough to just, you know, I'm gonna let you win. There's gonna be no need for you to come back and have all that weirdo shit weirdo energy going on with me. I'm just gonna let you win and keep it pushing. Because I don't care. I got other things I'm trying to do in my life. I'm not trying to be standing here arguing with you all day. Just saying. Just keep that in mind, man. Remember, I grew up in the era where everybody's clothes was baggy. I I grew up in an era where a nigga, you will be fighting a dude that got a gun on him, but he won't pull it unless it's necessary. I grew up in the era, listen, I grew up in the era where it might be a gang fighting another gang, but everybody go home alive. I grew up in that era. This new era where every time there's some kind of conflict, somebody gotta die, this shit is crazy. I don't know what to tell you. I grew up in the era where you might have one gang fighting a whole nother gang, but everybody get home. Prince to Amir. Everybody get home. Probably fucked up, and a couple of y'all probably got to go to the hospital first. But everybody get to see their family in the next day or two. This new era where once there's a conflict, once there's a problem, once there's an issue, somebody got to die. I don't know what to tell you. I don't even want to call. I don't even know at this point if I could say it's the music or the social media or the movies or what. I don't know what it is. It's just a thing at this point. Prince Tumir said, pack it out, win or lose, friends the next day, or leave it alone. I'm going to tell you some super funny stories. So I grew up in Concourse Village, right? I moved to Concourse Village when I was about 15 years old, right? So there's a projects up the hill called 840, right? So when I tell you Concourse Village and 840 is like brothers, I don't know no other way to put it. And we had so many fights and arguments with them niggas, and so many other times we was on the same side fighting other niggas with them niggas. I don't know no other way to put that. When I first moved there, it was conflict. But then after I got older, and some of us, like, the culture changed a little, we start rocking with them, they start rocking with us. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, sometimes you don't never know what's gonna happen. Don't kill niggas just because they're your enemies. You know how many niggas I grew up with that ain't alive no more? They was just hood niggas. And a ton of them died over bullshit that didn't have to happen. You know how many, I was growing up, you know how many times, I'm just keeping it a stack, everybody fight. Like, it'd be, this is how almost all of the fights happen, where it was gang fights. Two niggas fight, they fight until one nigga start losing. And then when one nigga start losing and your side don't want to see you get hurt, now everybody jump in. Now we got a whole big fight going. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that shit was lit. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, that shit was lit. Y'all show up, y'all niggas already don't like each other. That block don't like that block. Niggas show up, two niggas is in there scrapping. Look, tell me where anybody, I don't know who was in New York City during the 90s, but tell me where the lie at. Tell me where the lie at. Whoever was in New York City in the 90s, you tell me where the lie at. Niggas will show up, you have your side, the other dudes got their side. Two people go in the middle, they scrapping. Whoever, like, if your team jump in first, then you lost. That's basically. So whoever man start getting the business first, his side jump in to save him. Then everybody fight, but everybody go home. Everybody go home. It was rare that everybody fought, somebody died. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody go home. Everybody. Niggas ain't killed or other died. Nobody stabbing, nobody shooting. Nobody. I was in the Bronx. You might get stabbed. But everybody go home. You might get stabbed. I was in the Bronx, man. Everybody go home. That's what we're missing. That's why I'm not trying to fight nobody outside. Niggas ain't going home over bullshit. Niggas is getting in arguments in the store over who was in front of who on the line. And then all of a sudden now, you know, the EMS got to pull up and got to try to, and this dude is in cardiac arrest. This shit is retarded. Liberty Hazelton said, I'm straight Damu and I would give money with all factions, Crips, SDs, BDs, Serranos, Notoros. I know how to say the word, but I can't. All money is green. Get your mind right. That's a fact. First of all, people was thinking about making money. You wouldn't beef. Nobody that's thinking about making money is out here beefing with niggas. You think about making money. There's no money in beefing. I mean, if there is and you beefing, then I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying that shit was a fact. Motherfucker, everybody go home. You show up, two niggas is fighting. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the fight just end. But sometimes one dude getting the better of the other guy, his team jump in, your team jump in, everybody yelling, screaming. Niggas is out there having a good time. I don't know another way to say the shit. Yeah, not back in the days, shout out to C Graph. He said back in the days you got props for having hand skills. Nowadays having hand skills is gonna get you shot. My father had to have a talk with me one day about that. One day my father, I used to have a it's hard for me to explain, but I used to have same energy and all that, but I was just, my fuse, it wasn't even funny how short my fuse was. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to get into it. So one day he has a conversation with me. He's like, yo, Sean, can I talk to you? That's my name. He's like, I don't care if people know what my real name is, by the way. Like, for anybody that thinks that I care, I don't really care, but no one calls me that. So if you ever hear somebody calling me my real name, I never fuck with them. Like, I don't know no way to put that. No one calls me my real name except for shorties that I'm sleeping with. Other than that, if you ever hear somebody call me by my real name, I never fuck with them and they never fuck with me. Believe me when I tell you this. So, because you just wouldn't. You understand? Do you understand? I'm gonna explain something. How many of y'all got people that you fuck with that y'all super cool with that you call them by their government name and they go by a different name? Like, that's just odd, right? Like, you wouldn't even do that. You understand what I'm saying? So I just want to point that out. So maybe if we went to school together, I guess. I don't, but anyway. So fuck. I forgot that I was about to tell y'all a good story. Oh, so my father calls me. He's like, Sean, let me talk to you. So I'm like, all right. We used to live in executive towers. We had like our living room was like super huge. We had this glass table. Like this glass table that had like this crystal thing that used to sit on it, had all the chairs around it or whatever. So he sat me down. What up, mama said? He sat me down. He said, I want to talk to you. He said, yo, I'm scared for you out there. And I'm looking at him like, so apparently what had happened was I think he heard something. I had got into something, and he either heard it or he was outside and he saw it or whatever. I don't know. So he was like, you know, I'm scared for you out there because nowadays, this was like going towards the end of the 90s. He was like, nowadays, people don't fight. You go out there, you get into a fight with somebody and you beat them up. They're going to want to come back. They're going to want to shoot you or stab you or something. So what up, King Will? So he sat me down and he had that conversation with me. And I'm just so we could be perfectly clear, that's one of the only times I really ever felt like he was telling me something that was like, no, real good fatherly advice. Like, I felt good about that. He had this conversation with me. That's why I bring it up from now and again. Like, this was a good conversation. So, he has this conversation with me. He says, you gotta be careful out there. You do know not everybody knows how to fight. You're gonna go out there, you're gonna embarrass somebody, you're gonna hurt somebody's feelings, and they're gonna come back for you. And he was like, you know, you got a long life to live still. You know, I'm pretty young at this point. I'm like my late teens, early 20s, whatever the case is. Late teens. So I'm like, all right, whatever. But the thing about it is, it wasn't even as bad as it is now back then. When he was telling me this shit, it wasn't half as bad as it is now. Not half. And I'm going to tell you how real it is. I got jumped one time. Let me tell you what happened. So, apparently, I had a lot of people that was living dead in the neighborhood that I live in, that I saw every day. And none of them wanted to step to me or whatever the case was. So what ends up happening is I was playing basketball and I came down and I twisted my ankle real bad. Real bad. It might have been broken. I don't know. But I twisted my ankle really, really bad. And so I was walking around on a cane for like, I don't know, 3 weeks or something for a while. So while I was walking around on the cane, some rat bastards came and jumped me. So that immediately let me know, you know what? My father was right. Let me have gotten into a regular one-on. These niggas was so scared that they waited for me to twist my ankle. And then they didn't even come fight me one-on-one after I twist my ankle. They still came with like, I don't know, it was like 7, 8 people to come jump me. You feel me? So that's just something to keep in mind. Niggas is not playing fair. Go outside to try to make it home. People aren't gonna shoot. People are gonna shoot and kill you over their own pride. So I just try not to fuck with nobody's pride because I don't care. I got other things I'm trying to do. I don't care if you tougher than me or I'm tougher than you. None of that matters to me. What up, dog soldier? Like, none of that matters to me. Just to keep it a stack. Shout out to my pops for having that conversation with me because he might have saved my life. Keep it a whole stack. He might have saved my life. What up, DZ? Shout out to DZ, BB in West, the smoking section. Man, he might have saved my life. Because I was out there just... I didn't know how to turn anything down. That's what I'm going to say. You know, now I'm older. I turn everything down. I turn everything down I could possibly turn down. As long as I'm the only one, like if there's other people around, I don't know. I mean, I might have to actually act on shit. But as long as I'm the only one that's going to be affected, I don't care. Like, I'm a real tough. You know what I'm saying? Real tough doesn't mean just that you could walk in the gunfire or walk into the lion's den. It basically also means that, you know, you can get through it. Like, I don't know no way to explain it. So, like, I'm a real tough. Like, I'm not a fake tough. That's why I just walk away from conflict. Life lessons, that's a fact. So, what's up to Shells? Just something to keep in mind. I want to end the show early today because I want to get to work on IG. Anything y'all want to talk about? I want to ask y'all see if there's anything y'all want to talk about. Anything y'all want to talk about? Come on. I got a lot of stuff that I want to do on IG today. Also, anybody looking to promote on IG, hit me. Anybody looking to promote on IG, hit me. Anybody that I'm already doing promotion for, hit me today so we can talk. So I can make sure that I'm doing everything that you need me to do. So anybody that I'm already doing promotion for, hit me today. I don't know. Those fights, I'm not really that intrigued in. I mean, it's not really a real fight. It's a show, so I don't know. It depends on how I feel. If y'all guys buy it, I'll watch it. How about that? Is that fair? If y'all guys buy the damn thing, if y'all guys donate for the cost of the shit, and then I'll do a show on it. Other than that, I don't know if I really want to do a show on it. Fury Joshua finally said, that's because Fury's better than Joshua. Let's hope that everybody checks Fury's gloves and everything else before the fight. Let's hope that Fury is checked extensively before all fights from now until the end of his career. Also, I don't think Anthony Joshua is that good of a fighter. I just think he's a bodybuilder, not for nothing. I used to lift like crazy weights, and I'm gonna tell y'all something real quick. So I used to lift so much weights that I had to stop lifting weights. I had to start stretching, and then I stopped lifting weights for like 3-4 months or some shit like that, and I started doing intense stretching, and then I started lifting weights again. Because what happened was I used to lift so much weights that my jump shot, I couldn't shoot a jump shot because I couldn't get my arms up to the right position, and it just wasn't fluid enough. And then I started noticing that I was lifting so much weights that I got so hot top heavy I couldn't dunk the ball no more, and I wasn't moving as quickly. And I just started noticing that my speed and my speed and all that stuff slowed down. So when I see Anthony Joshua and he looks like a dude that just lift weights, I understand that late into the fight he's gonna get into trouble, period, because his muscles are gonna get tired, period, because he lifts weights, period. I don't know about having to get a vaccine to get a state ID. I currently have a regular ID. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that's about. I think Fury is better too, but please check his equipment. And I think Joshua isn't that good of a boxer. I think Joshua is just a weightlifting guy. I don't know enough about the Times Square shooting. Shout out to Black Power Cross. He said, let's talk about the Times Square shooting. I don't know enough about the Times Square shooting, but basically what I just said happened. There was two dudes. There was an argument. A fight ensued, and then one dude pulled out a gun and started shooting at the other guy. He missed the other guy altogether. He ended up shooting 2 women and a kid. But he's not going to be called a coward, though. Get it? He's not going to be called a coward. He's a hero of some sort. In the way you spell Wilder wrong, the way that our culture is derived, he's a hero of some sort. He's not going to be called a coward. Nobody's going to say, yo, he was getting his ass whooped and he pulled out a gun. Niggas is going to say, oh, he a whole shooter. You feel me? I mean, I get drops of that and higher. Oh, I guess those are promotion from my work, so it's not considered the same thing. But shout out to all drops. Shout out to the $100 drop. Shout out to the $1 drop. Shout out to all drops. I appreciate everybody. Yeah, Fury retreated. Please make sure that all of his equipment is always checked. That's a fact. So I used to work a job where I used to get like $250 in tips a day. I know that, right? I used to work for flat rate movers. I used to get like $250 a day in tips. A day. My tips were so big, I told them that I only wanted to work 4 days a week. This is facts. I was working for flat rate. I was working 4 days a week. I was getting 3 days off. I was getting like $250 to $300 in tips a day. I've always had money. Yes, Fury is extremely skilled. I agree with that also. But like I said, Fury doesn't lift weights, I don't believe. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I can't... Like, I try to... Okay, so if you gotta fight a weightlifter or them dudes that do all of them calisthenics, fight a weightlifter. You don't want to fight them dudes that do all of them fucking calisthenics. You don't want to fight a dude that's sitting around fucking doing 1,000,000 pull-ups and push-ups and them fucking gut things where you don't want to fight those guys. You want to fight the guy that do all the you want to fight those guys. Those guys are going to get exhausted and tired quicker because they're muscles. So like, yeah, so the dude shot the 2 women and the kid in Times Square. You're not going to hear that dude is a coward. You're not going to hear that. You ain't going to hear that dude was fighting a whole nother one guy. Was getting paws put on him. And then he pulled out a gun and started blasting. Fear. You're not going to hear that. You understand what I'm saying? I bet you that same dude also yells out about how he hates snitches and how tough he is. And I don't know the guy, but, you know, I'm just pretty sure. I'm going to tell you who the people I'm scared of. I'm scared of people that try to create situations where that aren't necessary. I'm scared of people that say that they don't like somebody, so now they want to do harm to them just because they don't like them. You want to know why? Because that person just cares. That person doesn't care about them. I don't want people around me that just want to have turmoil. Like, how are we all supposed to win? Okay, so let's say you winning And all you doing is pushing out how these people, the people that's trying to win with you, need to go do negative bullshit. So you the only person that's allowed to win? So nobody else is allowed to win. So that's why you sending people at people just because you don't like them. Because those people that you sending after that person, you're actually messing up their ability to win in life. It's hard being the example. Being the example is the most is difficult. Because often you're gonna do things people don't understand it, and they're gonna patronize you for it, ostracize you for it, demonize you for it, and you gotta just stay 10 toes down and stay in your square and say fuck it. Yeah, so shout out to the dude, not a real shout out, that decided since he was losing the fight. Shout out to BQ Mommy, a real shout out. Everybody say what's up to my sister-in-law. So shout out to the dude, not a real shout out, that did the shooting in Times Square. That there's a kid in the hospital right now and 2 women that got shot because he couldn't take an L. Why do you keep spelling Wilder like that? Yeah, why do you keep spelling Wilder like that? I'm curious. You're a smoker, not a speller. I got you. I got you. He couldn't see the keyboard because there was all the smoke surrounds him. He couldn't see what was going on. Yeah, so shout out to that. But that still go right along with what I've been saying. Look, I'm not the toughest guy in the world, right? But I'm gonna tell you this right now. Can't never say I hurt children. Can't say I hurt children, man. You can't say I never whooped somebody's ass that ain't deserve it. Well, I probably did, but not since I've been an adult. Not since I've been an adult. But yeah, I don't see Joshua beating Fury. Fury got the length. Fury has a lot of movement. He has good lateral movement. Yeah, that's a fact. Wallow said, shout out to Wallow. Shout out to Gillian Wallow. Says, Wallow said, gotta know when to fold them. Yo, look. It's hard being the example. I'm going to tell you why. Because when you're trying to be an example to people, what the devil is going to do is the devil is going to pull up and try to get you to do any and everything so they can say, see, I told you they hold that was all an act. When in reality, they're doing things that is going to elicit the appropriate response from you. And they're going to try to make it seem like the appropriate response is the wrong thing to do because that's what you're preaching against. So it's hard to be the example. In order to be the example, there's a certain amount of L's that you just have to take before you actually take action. That's just what it is. You have to take a certain amount of L's. It's just, that's what it is. Because somebody has to see, because it has to be, I don't know, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. What the fuck do I know? Don't pay me no attention. But we got people running around Times Square shooting people. Shooting at people, not even hitting his target. Not that he should have hit his target, but I'm just saying, just shooting at people randomly. shooting women and kids in Times Square. Also, they got a photo of the guy, by the way. So they know how he looked. They got a photo of him. It's Times Square. They probably know where that dude's house is at this point. They probably even know where his house is at this point, just to be honest with you. Boom. But yeah, that's what's going on. Shout out to that shit. Anything else y'all want to discuss before we get up out of here? On point with what? What are you talking about? Yeah, I just kicked that guy out. Don't nobody got time for these people. Come on. You said you're doing, but the tip should be better in Times Square than in BK in the Bronx, right? Oh yeah, nah. Sometimes you gotta take the L, man. People be too proud. Stop letting people tell you how other people are also. Because you'll be a certain way your whole entire life, then you'll have an off week. And people will try to define you by that one off week. You have an off month, and people try to tell you, define you by that one off month, where your whole entire life, you stood for a certain thing. So stop letting people try to tell you who you are, define you by anything. Niggas don't know what they talking about. Niggas never know what they talking about. Niggas just be on some weirdo shit. Oh, no tips, Walgreens, Dwayne Reed. Oh, just because there's just less problems. Yeah, I mean, what? Go for that. When I used to do, what do you call this shit? When I used to do, flat rate moving, I used to move for flat rate. Most of my jobs, I started off being initially when I became a foreman. I started off being, I was on the low end because I was a brand new foreman. So they used to send me to places where you don't get no tips at. Like the tips are low, not none, but low, right? So then when they started seeing my customer service skills, they started sending me to, like, if you know, I'm about to name some spots. They started sending me to work like in Chelsea. I moved Beyonce, by the way. I moved Beyonce once. They started sending me to like to Chelsea. Beyonce owns a whole, basically a loft in, I don't even know what the fuck you call it, but it's in Chelsea, right? I'm not going to tell nobody where the building is at, obviously, but it's in Chelsea. Beyonce owns it. When I tell you that the size of this fucking room is about the size of like 3 basketball courts. I shit you not. Not NBA basketball courts, but like the courts you see at the park. Maybe about the size of about 3 of them. And or the whole room, we filled up a whole entire 24-foot truck, right? 24-foot budget truck. We filled up the whole entire 24-foot budget truck with the real tall wardrobe boxes that you hang clothes in, because we went there to go pick up clothes. We filled the whole entire 24-foot box truck up, where you had push one in and you put one on top. You put one row right here, then you put the next row on top, then you put the next row like this, then you put the next row on top, then you put the next like that. A whole entire fucking truck. And we ain't even get half of her fucking clothes out of that place. It was crazy. This is right after Blue Ivy was born. So when we went there, there was like, you see the gifts that people had sent them for Blue Ivy. She had like her outfits that she had wore for like the Grammys and shit like that was like in glass cases. Like the shit was crazy. I think they tipped us like $275 a piece for that job. So the point in which I'm trying to make is they moved me down there. That's where I started working at. When I became a foreman and I started getting on my shit. I used to work in the West End. If anybody know about the West End, then you know what that is. And that's like basically where my area used to be in New York City when I used to work when I became a foreman. I used to work in Chelsea. I used to work like the West End. The best way I can explain this is where the rich people live. York Avenue, this is where I used to move people from. So, just so you know. And I used to do long distance. I'm good at whatever I do. I'm gonna be good at it. Like that's it. I'm gonna be good at it. I don't know how no other way to tell you. I'm gonna be good at it. Whatever it is that I'm doing, and I'm gonna keep improving, and I'm gonna keep getting better, and I'm gonna find every reason in the world to find something to compete with. Shout out to that shit. I'm trying to tell you, I used to make like $250 a day on tips. And I'm only saying 250 because there's some days we made like $300 a piece. You understand what I'm saying? There's some days we made $300 a piece. There's some days we might make like $400 a piece. Like for real. Like a piece. But we used to do a good job because at the end of the day, I used to show up. I'm going to keep it a whole stack. I'm going to tell you what I used to do. I show up. I'm the foreman. I go, I want all of my fucking workers to be standing around me when I do this too. Because when I give my pitch, they need to understand we got to work hard. These people are not going to give us any extra money because we there. They're going to give us extra money because we earned it. So we show up, right? Boom. I give them, have them sign all the paperwork, and then I tell them. I basically shoot my pitch. Like, yo, look. There's this thing, they talk about tips or whatever, this and this and that. Usually it's just like how much you like, however hard you think we work, basically. You understand what I'm saying? And then we just go work and we work hard. And these people already got money, so what the fuck? I moved this one dude, hold on, because we're about to get up out of here anyway. Shout out to Monica Kendra Whitehead. Okay. I remember I moved this one dude, right? Shout out to him. He moved into the, what you call this building? The, man, Oprah got an apartment in the building. I forgot the name of the building. It's over there next to Columbus Circle. It's the building next to Columbus Circle that's in that they got the mall in it. I forgot the name of the building. I remember at some point. So I moved the dude into the building. Let me tell you how you get into the building first. First, you got to drive a truck, right, to a checkpoint. The checkpoint got them things up so you can't drive cars through it. So if you try to drive like a big car through it, the shits that come up out of the ground and stop the cars, that's one. It got one of them shits. I think it's like CNN is also in the building or some shit like that. They shoot one of those shows from CNN in the building. What's this guy's show? The dude with the white hair, the gay guy with the white hair. I forgot his name, but he's really good. He's a really good anchor. Everybody knows who I'm talking about. He on CNN, I think. Anyway, so it's that building. It's next to Columbus Circle. So first you got to drive the truck in the building, right? They got the boss thing up. You drive the truck in the building, boom. And then you go to an elevator, right? And then you take the truck down the elevator to go to another elevator. And then you take that elevator. This shit is retarded. So, we go into that building. And the dude tipped us, I think, 150 when the move started. Before Anderson Cooper, that's his name. Before the move started, the dude tipped us all 150, right? He tipped us 175, and he gave one guy 150 because he just didn't have no more cash on him. Yep, I moved people on Wall Street too. That's another place where I used to work at. That's another place I used to work at a lot, Wall Street. This is a fact. And I can tell you exactly where is the main building on Wall Street we used to pull people from. Anyway, hold on. So, the dude liked our work so much that during the job, the guy turns to me and he catches me doing something somewhere. I'm working though. I'm doing actual work. And he says, yo, I really, like, you guys are like some of the best movies I've ever had. And I'm like, really? You appreciate our work? I was like, salute. I was like, you should call the company and let them know. He said, yeah, I'm going to call the company. It's not a problem. Then he pulls more money out of his pocket and gives me more money right to me. He's like, this is for you. He said, you are a good leader. He says, you're doing a good job leading your men. He's like, this is the smoothest move. And he's like, we don't got no. He was actually the CEO of some like $300 million company or some shit like that. He was like the CEO of some company that's like $300 million, $200 million, some shit like that. So so then they gave us some money. Also, they was part of the LGBTQ community. And like I told you, I don't treat nobody no way. Like, I really don't. Like, I'm really a stack with it. You feel me? For real. Like, as long as you're not trying to come on to me, I don't give a fuck what you doing. He had his boyfriend that was there with him, his man. So it was kind of dope. It was nice people. That shit was dumb funny, though. I came in, I started shooting my pitch to him. He said, hold on. He stopped me right in the middle of me shooting my pitch. And he just started handing us money. And I said, there's one guy downstairs. He said, okay, boom. He handed me all the cash he had on him. He said, this is for him. I was like, and he was like, that's all I got, all the cash I got on me right now. I said, all right, boom. I told the dude downstairs, he was a foreigner nigga from, I forgot the guy's name. He was a foreigner from Russia. So he had been working with me for like, I don't know, we've been working together for like a month or so. And the nigga loved working with me because I get the money. He was like, yo, I know when I come to work with you, we gonna get the money. He's like, so he just loved working with me, and I'm easy, and I don't care. And that's like, as long as I'm not one of those people that's gonna stand over you and be like, do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that, do this. I don't do that. All I do is, all right, so we know what we got to do. Let's just go do it. If I have to stand over you and tell you what to do, I don't need you, because I'm gonna be over there working my ass off. Because all of you guys that work under me, I gotta show them that I work harder than you, because I'm the guy that's in charge. So however hard anybody else is working, I'm in charge. I got to work harder than you. That's a fact. So, yeah. So, motherfuckers love working with me. They used to not like me as a person, but they used to want to be on my truck. Yeah, I don't like the micromanage thing. You know what to do. The boxes go over there. Why do I got to tell you? You don't. I used to get people that don't know how to wrap furniture. For people that don't know, there's this thing called wrapping furniture, right? That's when you get the moving blanket and you put it on the furniture or whatever. Well, I'm super fast at that shit, like super fast. So they used to send people with me that don't know how to wrap furniture at all, but they would like to still come with me because all you got to do is move boxes, and niggas be like, all I'm doing is moving boxes all day, and I'm gonna go home with at least $150. Like, if we went home with 70, I'm gonna tell you how wild it was. Check this out. We'd go home. So before I became a foreman, this is when before I became a foreman and before we got our thing down, I used to work with this dude called Bernard Worthy. Shout out to Bernard Worthy. He's the first person that ever told me I should do this right here for a living. I'm just keeping it a stack with you. He wanted to do a podcast with me. That's the first time I ever heard. Because we had just, like, not for nothing, I wish I had him to do a podcast with right now. Like, we got incredible chemistry. So, what happened was, he first became a foreman. He never did. I don't know if he ever did moving or not. I have not the slightest idea. I don't think he did, though. So I taught him everything about moving, which I learned some of it from working with my family and some of it from working with flat rate. So I taught him everything I know about moving. But the most important, so we used to do work all day, and they would give us bullshit jobs because he was a new foreman and I wasn't really that known or whatever with the company yet. I mean, I was known, but people didn't really care. They don't really hire black people like that. So I want to tell this story, then I'm gonna let y'all go. So we would work, and we'd go home with like $20 in tips, and we'd just be sitting there the whole day, like, what could we do better to work better? Not how we could trick people to give us more money, because that wasn't an option. But what could we do to work harder so our work will be better, so that the people will see that we're working harder. So for like 3-4 months, we would just work on our craft. We would just try new things every day to try to become faster, more efficient, like that. And then after about 3 or 4 months, then after that, every single day we went to work, we got $150 and better, $200 and better, every single day. Then after we was working together for like 6-7 months, We was making about 300 and change a piece, by the way. All of this is a piece. So don't ever stop. Just work. Like, just put your head down. Don't worry about what the next guy's doing. Just put your energy and focus into whatever the thing is that you're trying to do, and you'll be surprised at how far you will get. I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it a stack with y'all. I don't know how anybody else feels about anything. I'm just keeping it a stack, man. Keep your head down. Work. You're going to get to where you're trying to go. If you keep your head down, you work, and you don't be about the bullshit, and you keep people from around you that's about the bullshit. Trying to tell you, I've always been about making money, man. Wavy D said, that's all it is. You're there, or you're already there. I'm going to tell you how crazy it was. I'm going to tell you how crazy it was. Listen to this. I'm going to tell you how crazy it was. I stopped picking up my check. I stopped picking my check up. Like, you know, the actual check that I used to get from the company, I stopped picking the check up. They used to have to hunt me down to give me my check. And by the time they hunt me down and find me to give me my check, they'll have like 3 checks for me. I used to stop picking my check up. Because I used to get my check from the company, and my check from the company is like $250. But I'm making like $1,500 in tips a week, some weeks. Because during the summer, you don't get days off. During the summer, you might work 12 days straight, 15 days straight. There's times that I work like 15 straight days with no days off in the summer. In the winter is when they start letting you get days off. And if you're a good team like us, they'll give you all 5 days. But we used to just take 4. We used to just 4. That's it. But in the summer, we'll work mad days. And there'll be days in the summer that we making $1,500 a week. And then you trying to give me a $250 fucking check after taxes. I'm not even picking my checks up. By the time I pick my check up and I go put them shits in the bank, they got to reissue me a check or 2. I'm keeping it a stack. Have I had my down times in life? Hell yeah, but I've been up a lot. Just been chilling. I be up though. Lot. Anyway, we gonna get up out of here. We ain't really doing nothing. I just want to tell you about a couple of those stories. Yo, just do good in the world, man. Shit is not hard. Stop letting people trick you out of your spot. Know what spot you want also. Somebody came up and was like, yo, Jack, why don't you do interviews, this and this and that. I got an interview I got to get up online. Young boy Havoc. A young boy Bravo. From Philly. I need to start posting more Philly artists. I'm gonna start posting more rappers, as y'all been noticing. We've been posting more rap. Also, I should have my lemon pepper freestyle out on the internet before the end of the week. But I do want to say this, right? Keep this in mind, real quick. I don't know if you want to win, if you want to lose, whatever you want to do in life, right? Whatever you're trying to do in life, do it. Fuck it. Right? But remember this. A lot of people know the shit you doing is bullshit. What are you going to do when you're gone and then all of your bullshit get exposed? Like, I know I'm not going to be appreciated till after, I'm out of here. At least I don't feel I am. You feel me? After I'm out of here, that's when I'm going to get appreciated. I get it. I'm fine with that too. It is what it is. But appreciate yourself. Stop putting yourself in situations where you could lose your life over bullshit. Stop getting into pissing contests with niggas that don't even, that ain't on your level. Niggas get into pissing contests with people that ain't on their level. Understand that. I'm not trying to argue with not near fool. I'm not trying to go back and forth with none of you niggas. I'm not trying to figure out where none of you is right. I'm not trying to figure out where none of you is wrong. I don't care. Picked up my phone because I needed to look at something, and then after I picked it up, I forgot the thing that I needed to look at. That's frustrating. But yeah, just get your shit straight. Go for the win. Stop being held back by the bullshit. Stop trying to figure out how you gonna come up off of trying to hurt somebody else's shit. Because that's not a real come up. I just want to be clear on that. A lot of y'all think coming up off of trying to do other people harm that's not really the way to go. God first, man. If you got to come up by doing other people harm, then be prepared when all of that shit come back to you. Because a lot of y'all don't know what karma is. Karma isn't you doing something bad to somebody else because you think they deserve it. That's not karma. Karma is an individual making a decision that leads them to a point where either thing that they do is not going to help them. That's karma. You feel me? Karma is not, oh man, I don't like what that person did, I'm going to ruin their life. That's not karma. That's just evil. Like, apparently, whenever I play 2K now, no matter who I play with, they're never going to pass me the ball. So I don't even play the ball. I don't even play the game to just do nothing. I just play the game so I can't get out there and play actual basketball. So I play the game to get rebounds, steals, and stuff like that. I don't care about stats. But you know how it feels to know that you're the best player on the court, but your numbers is never going to reflect that because you got so many people working against you, even people on your own team? That's how it feels. Just got to live with it, man. It's okay. Spend less time hating, more time loving. That's what I'm saying. And if you can't love somebody, get away from them and stay away from them. Because hating them isn't good for the soul. With that being said, let's call out these drops real quick. Shout out to Mr. No Note with the $20 drop. And shout out to Lex Luca with the $10 drop. Definitely appreciate you. And I'm going to call out Salty Sack's drop from last night, $10. Once again, because I didn't call it out when he went off when we left the show. With that being said, I'm gonna let y'all go and I'm gonna let y'all get up out of here. It's going on 11 o'clock. This is usually when we try to stop the show. But if we are in an intense conversation, usually we let the show carry on. Tonight, I'm not 100% sure what we're gonna discuss. But I do think I know what we're gonna talk about already. I'm just not going to tell nobody because I already know that once I say what I'm going to talk about tonight, there's going to be a million people dropping videos on it because they just watch the channel so intently. So shout out to you guys, and y'all going to have to make those videos tomorrow. With that being said, like, comment, subscribe, join the notification gang, hashtag Bronx Boomers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one.